and welcome to Ed's Boat. Have you ever heard the phrase, the calm before the storm? Well, this is the calm. Well, that is the storm over, and it was a bit of a storm as well. That was the, as it turns out, annual boat trip where I take some of the chaps I work with out on the boat for the day. I am on the North Oxford Canal, just outside Rugby at Newbold. There's a pub just down the way and some rubbish facilities there as well. But I'm not going to stay here mainly. Well, I wanted a leisurely start this morning, but I've had a lot of speeding boaters come past, and the worst offender was from a company that specialise in boat training. So yeah, I'm getting way too smashed around here with the speed they're doing. So I'm going to move on. I need to empty my toilet anyway, so I'm going to head off to Hillmorton. Well, it's a well-known fact that I am indeed the hardest working bloke in the world. And if you look in any encyclopedia under the hardest working bloke in the world, you will see a picture of me. But I do get tired. So I've taken a few days holiday from work, and I'm going to go out cruising for a bit, with no other aim than to see something I've never seen before. So that's it. I've got no plan, no particular place to go. I've just got a few days holiday, and I'm going to go and have a nose round at boats and boat yards, and anything I see that I like, I'm just going to pull over and have a look at it. And I think, for me, that's what boating is about. Head out a bit more into the countryside, and the mist is still rolling down off the fields a bit. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. It's a beautiful, quiet, calm morning. Just up in front, I've got a boat winding, and he looks like he's struggling to do it, so I'm going to have to slow right down here and wait for him to see what happens. And all the hold up looks like his tiller's jammed. That's going to make things really, really awkward, so I hope he gets that sorted. Well, I'm guessing that this is going to be a bridge. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am at Hillmorton locks. Not a problem, there's lock volunteers on, other than there's an L-sand point there, and I desperately need to empty my cassette toilet. We are absolutely full, and things are in a bit of a hurry, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately, I have to lug that, which is full, all the way to the top of that section of locks, over the bridge on the roadway, and then back in. This is going to be a very, very difficult task. Note to self, must get a trolley for taking my cassette toilet to the L-sand point. Faced with the unenviable task of emptying my toilet, so I had to go from all the way down there, walk all the way up here, over this bridge and down this narrow pathway. And there is a sign at the front which is a bit misleading, but the L-sand point is here, and you are faced with this. So I'm not going to film the actual emptying of a toilet, but they are typical facilities, and this is the first time outside of the marina emptying my toilet. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad, and it's nice and open to the fresh air, so yeah, here goes. Well, that's my cassette toilet all empty, and it's much lighter to carry now, so it's not too bad. That was a really painless experience using that L-sand point. It was clean, tidy, everything worked. What was interesting was there was a sign in there saying the sort of things you shouldn't flush down the L-sand point, and it's your usual things like rags and women's sanitary goods, that sort of thing, but also sleeping bags. Do people actually flush sleeping bags down L-sand points? I don't know. Well, the toilet is emptied, the flush is filled up, all the chemical is in, everything's nice and clean. Well, what am I doing here? I'm busting. Well, it's nice here at Hillmorton Locks. I mean, really nice at Hillmorton Locks. So on the mooring that I've just temporarily come into just to empty my toilet, I'm going to stay here for a little while and have some breakfast. So yeah, and I'll watch the locks go and the boats go by. It'd be great, and we'll carry on through that in a bit. Like I said, no hurry today. Right, before I press on, I've got just a few things that I need to say. Some hellos to people that have waved to me on the way through. I'll try and mention everybody as best I can when I run into you, because my channel's quite small at the moment, so I can do this. So a quick hello to Chris, who I ran into at the marina as I was leaving. Nice to meet you. Paul, who I passed on the Coventry Canal. Nice to meet you as well. Adrian and Dee on Captain Slow. Met them at Crick, had a chat with them, and they happened to be just coming past while I was at Hawkesbury Junction. So thank you for stopping by and chatting. And the last one is Barry Nix, who says I got him through, or helped get him through, a particularly long winter. Well, it was nice to meet you, and he was moored up at Brown's over somewhere. So great to meet you all. Just let that boat past, obviously in a hurry to get going. We're getting closer and closer and closer to be very impatient, but it's a hire boat, so I imagine they're desperate to get the boat back in time. But it's quite nice out here, really, really hot day. And this is the, I think it's relatively new, isn't it? Barbie moorings, I'm not sure. It looks nice in there, pretty open though, but it's a bit windy when the wind does blow. The canal not as busy as yesterday. It's still pretty busy, and there's another boat coming up ahead. That moment when you get under a large motorway bridge and the air goes really, really cool because you've been out baking in the sun all day. It doesn't last long, but it's a welcome break from the weather when it's this hot, and it is exceptionally hot. I think what I'm going to do now is get a bit closer to Braunston. I'm going to pull over in some shade if I can, and back into the sunlight and all the heat. Find some shade if I can, moor up, let the engine cool down a bit. We'll do some engine checks just in case. I'm not expecting anything bad to have happened, but we'll do that while we're there. Let the day cool down a bit, I think, and then we'll probably carry on this evening. Seems like a plan, doesn't it, anyway? These people have got themselves a convoy. Hello. Busy, isn't it? Well, I've just come round under a bridge there and I could hear gunshots, and those gentlemen in the field there are setting targets up and they're shooting them with the rifles. You know, everybody's to their own, but wow, that was a bit of a moment that made my heart go, because loud shots right next to the canal where they've set up next to their cars, and then they're shooting up the field there somewhere. Yeah. Whew. For a moment I thought the overshoot was going to get me, whether it was shotguns or something like that. But ooh, yeah, not something you see every day, but a bit of a nervous moment. But I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Well, I'm trying to find somewhere nice to moor up, where it's not too narrow in the canal and it's not too busy, but everybody's had the same idea, it's just too hot. So I've decided all along this next stretch, if I see somewhere I can get the boat in, I'm going to put the boat in, because it's just got to get out this weather. And that is a prime spot there where those two are, in the shade. But yeah, it's just too hot for me. I've got to get out the sun for a bit. Well, I've managed to moor up on a lovely bit of canal just outside Braunston, I think Bridge 87 or something like that, I don't know. Beautiful spot, really quiet, my ideal place. And I've managed to find a tree there, look, to moor under to give me some shade. I know the sun's going to pass round. I've tried to anticipate that a bit. We're going to moor up here for a while, maybe even tonight. Probably do it tonight and then carry on at first thing in the morning. But it is hot, like really hot. I mean, I'm talking hotter than Kylie Minogue's lingerie collection. It is stupidly hot. And I don't care what anybody says, it is not acceptable, and I emphasise not acceptable, to go boating in just your underpants. Well, that's what the police told me anyway. Well, I like it here so much that I've decided to stay here for the night. It's just such a nice place. With nobody or hardly anybody walking up and down the towpath. It's a nice secure spot. It's nice and picturesque, and it's just the heat of the day is still about. So yeah, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to go have a nice cool shower, and that will be the test of the shower. Yes, I've never used the shower in anger before, so we'll test that out and I'll let you know how that goes. But in the meantime, I'm going to cut this part of the journey off here, and we'll see what unfolds tomorrow.